Good morning. How's everyone doing? Okay, I'll just sit here and keep busy until you come in. This is one of my projects for, well, yesterday. It's a washcloth, a knitted washcloth. I'm getting better at knitting. So, anyway, I'm just tying off the little strings to make it a little more sturdy. And I'll just keep myself busy until somebody comes in. Hey, how are you doing, Pete? Good afternoon. It is almost, isn't it? I'm just sitting here watching the rain. There is nothing you can do outside today. We have been in a thunderstorm, a rainstorm for about 24 hours, and the wind is picking up to about 15 miles an hour. So there's nothing you can do outside. So it's a good day to sit and chat with people. So how's it going where you're at? Let's see, we're at 60 degrees here. So it's not cold. It's just kind of chilly rain. That's all. Um, Other than that, it's good. I can never see with those darn glasses. Oh, oh, snowing. 7 to 14 inches by tomorrow evening. Remind me where you're at, Pete. Um, See, I should be taking notes so I don't have to keep asking you every time. Um, I'll do that today. New York. Oh, yeah, my friend that was here last week, his last name is Kringle, like Chris Kringle. He lives in New York also. Um, I have been to New York a few times, but I swear I will never drive my car in downtown. We were in where's the Javits Center? I'm trying to think. We were we were supposed to be at a conference at the Javits Center, and oh my gosh, we will never drive again. We got in the wrong parking lot. We had to pay $5 to get out of the parking lot. People honk at you. Hello, Beverly Moffett. Hey, how are you? So our experience of the first time we drove to New York was quite an experience. Good morning, Gummy. How are you? Um, so we drove. Um, is it Manhattan? I'm not sure. You have to remind me, but um, s- and we wanted to go to the toy store there. Gosh, it's been so many years since I've been there. I don't remember. Oh, really? Most of the cities are bad? Well, definitely. And if you don't know, we're just country folks and we drive like country folks. But if you don't know where you're going and you take too long to turn or put your blinker on, they get kind of nasty. They were honking at us and well, I think we saw birds too that day. Cold, rainy here in North Carolina. Yes, I think you're on the same front, Beverly, that we are. Most of our weather was last night, and we got almost 2 inches of rain. So now we're just in that drizzly stuff, and the wind is supposed to get up to 15 to 20 miles an hour today. So we will see some wind later. And I guess that's why it makes it kind of cold, rainy, right? But yeah. So yes, our trip to New York was um I mean, it was good other than that. It's just, let's not drive in New York. The last 2 times I went, we flew in, we took the train down, and that was so much better. "Hey, Mark from Little Ridge, how are you this morning?" So we took the train down to the Javits Center, and once we got off, we had to walk a couple of blocks, which is no big deal, and, we were looking for a place to have breakfast, and we found this neatest little, it was like a cafe, like it almost reminded me of a retro style cafe. Had a lot of black and white in it and tiles, and it man, they had the best breakfast though, and it was really inexpensive. We were surprised. But we're talking, this was pre 9/11. I so yeah. I'm good, Mark. I'm good. We're just rainy here. 60, 60 and rainy, little windy. Um, and I can tell you the only thing that's happy out there right now are the ducks. Everything else, the goats do not like rain. They think they're going to melt. And we get these they're water totes. And I know a lot of you know what they are. And we cut holes in them and we make huts out of them for the goats. And so as soon as it starts raining, the goats will run in those huts and they won't come out until it stops raining. It's like they're allergic to the rain. And now the sheep don't care. We got a couple of sheep, they don't care. They'll get out in the rain. The alpacas will get out in the rain. The pigs don't care. The ducks love it because they have their own little swimming holes everywhere, even though they have a nice pond. But and the livestock dogs now, they really don't care unless it's like super windy and just really bad. They'll get out in it. And let me tell you, ours barked all night long. I do not know if it was deer. Sometimes they'll come across the street. I say street, it's really a road. They'll come across the road, a dozen of them, and they'll eat all night long. And it drives the dogs nuts because they're behind a fence. And so now I have them separated. I have the mama over at the farmhouse with me, and oh, a few hundred yards, the daddy's on the other end. And they bark at each other. He'll bark and she'll answer. And then the roosters get started. So it's pretty noisy here at night. And my husband went out a couple of times and he's like, I can't see anything. I cannot see anything. I don't know what's going on. And then I went out and I had the infrared light and I can't see anything because you can always see the deer with the infrared light or any of the critters because, it pops their eyes and makes you see them. Mark says, my daughter didn't have school today in New York. It snowed a lot. Yeah, that's what I heard, that it was snowing. I got to turn that. I forgot to turn my sound down on the phone. So, yeah, I mean, it's looks like the all the way across the country, we're getting little weather systems, um, which usually January and February is our coldest months, but this time it was December. We have been working for 2 weeks to get all the little busted pipes and water lines, and we have piping in all of our chicken pens. So because some of them that were just busted off, we've been having to fill up their water buckets every day. And you get kind of spoiled when they can go to the little cup and drink and fresh water comes out. You don't have to worry about it. The main water system is like a big, basically like a big toilet. It's a huge, I don't know how many gallons it is, probably 20 gallons, but it's a huge bucket he's got lifted. And I did a video on that one time. He was putting it in, and it keeps full just like a toilet. Once it goes low, then it just keeps filling up. Well, we had I don't know how many pipes and faucets and connectors that we have had to replace because we normally do not get this cold like we did in December. We don't get that frigid cold. The most is like 16, 19 is what we see every year. So this was quite different for us this year. But now we're just rainy. And it's been a busy week for me. I don't know about y'all, but it has been. Of course, we're still doing the remodeling, and we decided, okay, I need to make sure that my refrigerator, because I have a Samsung side by side. No, not side by side. It's got the freezer in the bottom, and it's a really nice one. It came out of my nice house in another town. No, Mark, I have not missed the cold weather at all. I like it kind of 60s, 70s. That's my favorite sweet spot. So okay, I'm going to clean this freezer out. And I remembered that at one time we had butchered, well, we didn't butcher, we had processed a cow um, last year, year before. And I remembered my son had saved the skull and the hide. And of course, there was nothing in the refrigerator other than, I stored some pecans and some different things. But it was nothing that we went to every, okay, it was nothing that we went to every day. So we go in there, me and my son go in there and was like, okay, we got to open up the freezer and we need to get the cowhide out because we've already taken the skull out. And it's stuck. We have been working on it since Friday or Saturday, all weekend. And we've tried prying and we tried wiggling and we did everything that we could do, and it's like it's got to be there's liquid in there that dripped from this is gross. That dripped and froze the basket, so I can't roll the basket out. That's what my problem is. I cannot roll the basket, but I don't want to tear up um I don't want to tear up my freezer. What'd you say, Gummy? Y'all listen to this story Linda's telling. You will roll on the floor laughing your butt off. Yeah, it gets worse. So we're trying and we're trying. You know how it is. It's like, oh, how we're going to get this? I can't get a hair dryer in there to defrost it, and I wanted to turn the freezer off, and my son's like, "No, you don't want to turn the freezer off because it's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad." And we tried it for a while, at least a couple of days. We Every time I'd go out there, I would try to wiggle it, and we got it out about half an inch. So we know it's frozen. And it's like, oh my gosh, there's no it's not like the top where you can take the doors off. This is a drawer, and there's not anything visible that you can take off. You can't take the front of the drawer off. So he left, and I decided I was going to unplug it even though he didn't want me to. But I got to get this freezer and the refrigerator cleaned up because we're really close to being able to move it into the house, and I want to be able to do that. Now I can't get the tractor back there to get it because my camper is sitting too close, and I didn't think about that when we set the camper up. So I'm going to have to go through the pasture and through the double gates to get to this barn. But of course, we've rained so much. We have, I mean, 6 inches of mud out there, so that's not an option. And so I unplugged it and I checked on it the next day. There's 24 hours and it's still not defrosted. So I guess it was Monday before he went to work. He stopped to check it again and he got it open. It's like, oh my gosh, he got it open. So um, he's pulling stuff out that's all melted and yuck. And um, I forgotten I had some blueberries in there, and of course they're like a mess. And he's like, I don't know what that is, but it's stinking, and I'm thinking he's gagging. because he's in the barn and I'm on the ground below, and there's several steps there. Well, it's been raining, so now I've got to replace a couple of steps because it's so bad before we can even get it out. And he's like, well, what are we going to do? And I remembered a while back, I don't know if somebody dumped it. I guess they dumped it because I certainly didn't bring it from Walmart. I have a Walmart buggy, a shopping cart. And we were going to carry it back up to Walmart and it got behind the barn and I forgot about it. So I drug that over there and I said, well, drop that junk in there, and he's trying not to get it on him, and he's got trays of waters. Hey, Keterific Journey with Mike, how you doing? um so we're he's picking up trays of water and he's like he's trying to keep it all together so he doesn't upchuck. And so I mean it's like it's getting worse, and I'm standing down there thinking, oh my gosh, if he barfs I'm in trouble because I've got a weak stomach. And so I get the buggy close to the busted stairs and I tip it over, and he's trying to get the cowhide out of there. And I mean, it's in a really thick bag. The processor put it in these garbage bags. I don't know what mill they are, but they're very thick. But this thing is dripping, and it's dripping with, yuck, without being too gross. And he's trying to get it out, and I can see his stomach is churning. And so he's going to put it in this buggy, and I'm thinking, oh, please don't let it splatter on me. Please don't let this junk splatter on me because then I'll start throwing up. Good morning, quiet listener. How are you? Good to see you. So we're trying to get this freezer emptied, and we've got this in mind you, this is a cow hide, which is pretty heavy. It's probably 30, 40 pounds, maybe even more. So we're definitely trying to get this out of here. And the whole time he's like, it's like, we got to get it out because I've got to plug my freezer back up and get it, get it going again. Cause I don't want it to be long. Oh shoot. My daughter just sent me a message. The cows broke out. Crap. And it's pouring rain. Um, all right. Let me just tell her to leave them in her yard. I just got them a big old bale of hay so that they would stay out of her yard. They have busted in her yard 3 times. So anyway, we got the cowhide out. I tried to bring the tractor as close as I could. Well, the tractor won't start. It's like, oh my gosh, this is just not my day, not my day. And he fiddles with the tractor and gets it started, and we wheel this cart out with this cowhide in, and of course it's dripping stuff that's really gross, and it stink. Oh my gosh, it stinks so bad. We will never do this again. So anyway, I got that all taken care of, and I took it. The trash man is going to, oh yes, exactly. So we got this cowhide dumped, and now I need a wet vac, and my wet vac is not working, so I had to go to Augusta yesterday to actually buy a wet vac. So it's like, but we got it out, and we didn't get it sloshed on us too bad. He was getting ready to go to work, so he was worried about getting his clothes messed up, because then he would have to go back home and change his clothes, because you can't drive all day with that smell on you. But yeah. Yes, my cows busted the fence on Monday. I mean, it's pouring rain out there. I don't know why they are going over there, because their lean-to is on my side. But they busted, fence boards are expensive, and fencing is expensive. My fencing now in 3 different places. They busted over once Monday, and my son helped me fix that section. It was like a, I don't know, 10-foot section. He helped me fix that section. And so then yesterday I go to town, I come back, and dang if there's one of the bulls are over there. And but there's two places it's busted. So it's like, okay, I opened up the gate and they come right back over, but it's like they go over there. She doesn't have anything different in her yard that I have in mine. Hey T and J, how are you doing? Um, so the cows are now she's working from home today. So she's like, the cows are busted into my yard, and of course I worry about them messing up her car, and because they see something shiny and they want to pound on it. So now I'm gonna have to go out there in the rain, but definitely it's mud boots today, definitely. But and sometimes they come back over. But so my husband says, okay, I'll bring one of those big round bales of hay, and that's what they're going over there to see if there's any extra hay, even though I'm giving them hay every day, and they're not happy with that. So he brings home a big bale of hay. Mind you, these big bales are $80 a bale, and they'll go through one a week, and it's killing me. And so he brings the bale of hay and he dumps it. We have to sidetrack them. I pour him some grain on the other side of the pasture, and he sneaks in with the truck and he dumps the hay. Well, they saw him and they made a beeline for it, and he's trying to back up, and they're all over this hay trying to get to this hay. And he gets the hay emptied, and he was going to go around and see the fence that was down, and he went over to see, and one of the bulls, a Holstein one, he's going to the sale barn. We just waiting for the mud to dry up a little. He started chasing him. And I'm seeing my husband run around the truck, and he's running around and around the truck, and the dadgum bull is chasing him. And he's like, I just wanted to see the fence. And he said, I dumped the hay, but he didn't go to the hay. All the others went to the hay. We have 5 and a baby. And all the others went to the hay, and he's running. Where is my camera? This was the funniest thing I ever saw. And he's doing this darting thing, and he's looking around one side and he's looking around the other side. And he's like, and when he gets back to the house, he said, that dadgum bull tried to chasing me all over the place. He said, I couldn't get back in the truck. So, yeah, needless to say, there's a couple of bulls that are going to the sale barn. So, my fencing is going to be shot, and I can't replace it. I mean, this is, a roll of fencing used to be $150 a roll. Now it's like $350. So, I mean, that's kind of crazy, but that's all I can do. I mean, that's it. So, but I hate to cut this short. I just hate this. I may have to though. Um, but if they hadn't got back over. So that's how my week has been. I hope y'all's week is better. Um, Definitely I'm gonna have to go to the house and get my mud boots and my rain jacket. And I don't like to get in the rain because 2 years ago I fell in the rain and I dislocated my shoulder, and I do not want to do that again. So I'm always very careful about the rain. So that's what my afternoon is going to be like. So yeah. So from the bad freezer to the bad bulls, what else? It can only get better, right? It can only get better. And if this rain would slow down a little bit, I mean, the wind is really whipping out there. So this is not ideal for me to be out there. But I can't let him ruin my daughter's car either. So I guess I think I need one of them cattle prods. Hey Brenda from Duncan 1900. It's good to see you. I was just telling everybody about my week of my bulls breaking down everything, and my freezer getting stuck. So and now I'm going to have to cut it short, guys, because she's sending me messages. I got to get the bull out of her yard, um, because if he ruins that car, then we're in deep trouble. that's her. She's only had it a year, and she's going to be sick. So, so looks like my afternoon is going to be, yeah, take care of the farm issues. Yeah, I can come back later. I can come back later if it works out that it's an easy fix. Usually I open the gate and they go right back in, but because the fence is down, I don't have anything to repair the fence. I've already used all the cattle panels, and out here in this rain, I can't be um I just can't do, like carrying those cattle panels in the mud and stuff. Thank you so much. Um, yes, I'll give you guys an update on that for sure. I did put a new video up. We fed the puppies yesterday for the first time. Oh my gosh, they went crazy for the hard food. So I do have one little video that I put up. I appreciate y'all all coming. And if I don't come back today, I may come back tomorrow. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Mm. Where is, oh goodness. Jesus, what did I do? I'm frozen.
Donna Kendrick or Donna Steve Kendrick.
Hey, I'm frozen. I can't get it off.
I know you.
It won't turn off.
Hang on. Oh darn. What the heck? I got a phone call. Bye.
Bye. I don't know why it won't turn off. Thank you, Brenda. It just will not let me turn it off. I'm frozen. I'm going to have to just let it run, I guess. No. Okay. You're okay. Now it's working.